Alright, this is take 2 of this video. I wanted to comment on something, but I couldn't remember how it was initiated, so I'm going to go back and watch a little section of the video just to see. So, anyways, been playing the Shima lately with 8-kilometer torps. I don't know what to say. I don't see a lot of people running Shimikazes with 8-kilometer torps. I think it requires a different kind of player. And quite honestly, there's 2 things that really ruin this boat when you have 8-kilometer torps. One of them is CVs, and the other one is standard battle. And guess what I have? Yeah, standard battle. I'm not divisioned up with anybody. I'm just playing solo. The reason I went back and watched the video is because in the beginning in chat, the Yamato player basically makes some comments about how the enemy team has a big advantage because of their DDs. In chat, I basically counter his argument with, it doesn't matter the type of DD, it matters the player of the DD. I said they can have a shitty Hiragumo player, and I think in particular that's what he was focusing on. The Hiragumo, the new devil boat. Everybody hates it. It's OP, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, speaking of Harigumos, I get got radio location here, so I put a set of torps out against it. Again, standard battle, boat is not so strong in this configuration. This boat is extremely strong at contesting caps, especially the initial cap. I cannot tell you how many first bloods and devastating strikes I've had in the last couple days playing with the 8km torps again. But that works well when you're contesting a cap, and boom, you see that. I get a torp hit on something that survives. Been 20k damage, almost 21, so in my mind, that is a very lucky Shimikaze or potentially a Hiragumo. So we'll see in a second here. But anyways, the fact that we're not battling for the A cap here makes it difficult to do these preemptive strikes with these torps. And of course here we find a Hiragumo. One of the things I said in chat was it didn't matter the class of the ship. It mattered the player skill. I'm a somewhat competent Shima captain, and I screw up here. So I wasn't paying attention, and I did not see that Hiragumo go down. So even though my radio location is pointing in a different direction, and it shouldn't be, it should be pointing at that smoke. Yeah, I fire a set of torps into an empty smoke cloud. Yep, well, even though I think I'm a fairly competent Shimikaze captain, I guess we all make mistakes, and that was clearly a wasted torpedo spread. That said, there was really nothing else in the vicinity anyway, so it is what it is. The torps will be up in a minute and 15, so it is what it is. But again, my point in chat was it doesn't matter how the ship type, and trust me, I play the Hiragumo. I actually, and you can double check my stats if you really care, I believe I have the most games in the Hiragumo on the NA server, and not even by a little bit. I think I looked the other day, I had like 370 games, and the nearest guy had 270 games. I'm not the best guy, I'm not rated the top or anything like that, but I've got a fair amount of games in that boat, and I think I'm in the top 6, top 10 for sure on the NA server. So, like I said, DDs are my thing, and I consider myself a fairly competent DD player. I'm not the greatest by any means. So anyways, don't focus on the ship. I took a peek at matchmaking mod and looked at the stats, and really neither team had a bunch of good DD players, so it is what it is. But this turns into an interesting game. So right now, and of course my dog is going to grab his little squeaky toy and want to play around while I am recording this. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I think I'm going to have to go kick his butt. So anyways, the fact that we've taken out the DD over here, and it looks like the only other ship is another DD on the other side of the map, or on the west side of the map. Of course, we had, until I said something, we had like 4 ships trying to corner him, which seemed like a waste, but whatever. I was going to put some torps out on this Iowa. It looked like he was going to turn out on me, and I don't think I'll have the range, which is the hardest thing about these torps. If the targeted ship turns on you, depending on what your range is, there's a fair chance that you're not even going to have the distance. You have a lot more leeway with the 12 km torps, and our Cleveland ends up getting that Asashio. So the western side of the island chain is clear, and I'm actually going to set up to torp this. I believe it's a Montana. Watching the replay, it's a little hard to see the names of the ships because it's much smaller than as if I was running the video at full screen. You could probably fix that running a dual monitor setup, but either way, put some torps out and we'll see what we get. At this point, we're only sitting on 20,000 damage. The great thing about these torps is by the time you see them, it is basically too late. There really is no ability to counter them or to maneuver. Once you see them, they're so fast. And this applies to even DDs, especially if they're close. Generally, they don't even have a chance to make a run for it or to turn in or anything. So, what's up, buddy? That dog's paying me a visit. So I put another set of torps out for him. And as you can see, I believe that is the Fletcher that torped him from behind. And even though it's kind of an odd angle, and I don't generally recommend torping from behind, he managed to land a couple torps on him. So that Montana is in big trouble. He probably has 3 floods plus mine, 2 floods plus mine, so maybe 3 floods in total, and he's going to go down pretty quick. So just in a couple torp hits and a little bit of flooding, we went from 20,000 damage up to 81, almost 82. So probably about 60k in damage just off that Montana. This Iowa, I mean, I understand he has to defend the cap, but he saw torps going at him, and he also saw his Montana go down. And at the time I didn't realize it, but well, I did. There's a Haraguma that smoked up right there. You can see the shells coming out. And I get spotted for a second, but I smoke up. So I managed to get 3 torps on the Iowa. He's pretty much done. I'm trying to finish him off with fire or shells. But as is often the case, somebody else is able to secure that kill. And I totally screw up here. Yeah. I achieved pink status again, not perfect. I did not realize he was coming when I basically set that up. In the replay it looks a little funkier than it actually was in real life, but I had no idea he was coming. I get a little salty in the chat, but it is what it is. Very, very annoying when people play like that. don't know what's going on lately with people in smoke too. Like, I see the dumbest stuff going on. That was a good example of I don't get it. Basically, I was backing up so I could torp, and he came through my smoke and went right in front of me as I sent my torps and ate them all. Literally ate them all. So none of them got to go into the smoke. I had initially intended to get the lead battleship there. Actually, I think it's a cruiser. What is that? Tago. So, because that was my only set of torps that were on cooldown, I actually have to wait and fire another. Had to wait for another set to come off cooldown. You'll notice I'm not firing them all at one time. And we managed to get the Haragumo. I didn't notice this at the time, but I think Grim Reaper is actually one of the guys from our clan. He got on chat later on. I was actually telling a couple of the guys on TeamSpeak about this game, saying how crazy it was. It just had a crazy game, and he jumped on and said he was on the other team. And he was in the Haragumo. Luckily, he was in the second Haragumo and not the first. The first I didn't actually kill, but I did a massive amount of damage to. Yeah, our applesauce went right into torps. And I'm really trying not to torp my teammate again here. As you can see, he actually turned out. He didn't cut in front of me that time, oddly enough. Yeah, so, yeah, not a perfect Shima player by any stretch of the imagination. Earned myself a little pink status in this game. But been doing a fair amount of work in this, in their spawn cap point. Really been punishing every ship that comes in here or near here. I don't think there's a ship that came into this cap that I haven't had at least a couple torp bits and then they immediately went down. So while I'd love to have, 5 kills right now, just the fact that we are pretty much tearing these guys up, and there's another one, 3 torp hits, and then he immediately gets wiped out by our Missouri. Ironically, the Missouri got wiped out by him, so that was I don't know if it was a fair trade, but it was a trade. The problem is, you got a bunch of people on our team that are focusing battleships trying to farm damage and not focusing important ships like this Seattle, who, while he may not pose a big threat to a battleship, he poses a huge threat to me. So I've been calling him out and trying to get people to focus on him. Unfortunately, we only have a Cleveland up here, so we don't really have any battleships since we lost that Missouri. And again, I'm going to keep on firing single spreads out. Our Curve First manages to take out their Shimakaze. And yeah, so for a team that didn't have a chance, according to some people, because of the DD makeup, meaning they had better DDs than we did, and boom, another couple torps, another devastating, I don't know if that was a devastating strike. So anyways, the Royal Navy event is going on right now, so these are the points that I got. Obviously, great points for that. We won the battle, we got 80 points, we destroyed 3 ships, so we got 20 for each. We got an honorary achievement, so we got 80, and then we got 2 heroic achievements, so we got another 160. Yes, and I got pink status. So 15 torpedo hits with 12 floods, 3 ships sunk. Not bad. The one fire that I got is the one that actually burned down the guy from my clan in the Haragumo. So yeah, that works too. Not so good for him, but base XP of 2843 nears Shimakaze, who is the culprit for my torps. I got 1662, so about 1200 point difference above him. So again, not a lot of kills, but I think the points, the base XP award really reflects what I actually accomplished. 15 torps for 200,000 damage. 51,000 in flooding and fires, mostly via floods, however. 48,000. Well, overall, pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. Have a good day.